Hello everyone. Now that everyone is home with coronavirus epidemic, guarantees and other kind of stuff, I might think that many of you are willing and itching to do some fencing stuff. So I'm going to have this short series or long series depending on how long we are going to be quarantined or social distancing or whatever you like to call it. Giving you some options how to train longsword fencing and other HEMA related stuff without much equipment. Today we're going to do footwork, so you're actually not going to need any equipment per se. You just need a space on your floor, 2 meters times 1 meter or something like that. If you're very tall, the space is a bit longer. If you're really short, then it's a bit shorter. First exercise is going to be looking at your stance. Everything we do in footwork is related to a good stance. After every step you need to be in a good stance, a good posture. So we'll start by doing the first simple exercise where we just take a good fencing stance or position. There are many ways. I will show you the way I usually stand. There are people who lean forwards or who have a wider stance in one way or the other, but this is the way I like to do it. A few important things. First is that your front foot is facing forwards and your knee is facing the same way your toes are. Your knees are a bit bent and your posture is good. So you're not crumbled, you're not overextending. If you want to and you decide to lean forwards or backwards, well, not too much, that's completely okay. But I like to stand completely neutral, especially when I'm drilling footwork. So the first exercise is very simple. You take the stance, you check it by going from down to up. So you start with your toes, you look okay. My front toes are facing forward, my back toes are, for me, going about 90 degrees that way, but you can decide however you want to, but just make sure that you decide how you stand. Then I check my knees. Okay, my knees are pointing to the direction of my toes. Then hips, you check that your hips are not extended like this or like this. They're well balanced here. Then your spine, your posture, you're good like this, like this. You might have your hands laying here, or you might have your hands up like this. Good. So this exercise is simple. You take the stance, you check it out, then you change the sides, and then you check it out. Toes, knees, hips, posture. Good. So that is the first exercise. The second exercise is small step. Or a short step. So, simply put, a short step looks something like this. This is the most common step we use in Zoofechten or when we're moving around. We do all kinds of variations of this step, but now we're going to go to the basics. So, you start with your good position. You move forward with the leg that is forward. So, pump, pump, and you end up in the same position. So I don't want to start the step here and then be like this or like this. You come to the same position like this. Few important things about this is again toes, balance, not changing your posture, and then you move the leg first that is in the direction of the movement. So if I move forwards, my front leg goes first. If I go backwards, my back leg goes first. The first exercise is that you find your space, you take a good position, you take 3 steps forward, and then you take 3 steps back. And then you do it 10 times, then you change sides. In this exercise, very important to take singular premeditated steps. They are not, it's not important to be fast, it's important to be correct in the steps. The second exercise is that we take one step forward, one step back. This is a very important exercise for me because moving, changing direction fast is very hard for me. Some of you might be better in this. But simply put, whereas the exercise before you would move 1, 2, 3, so having a pause after every move. Now you do 1, 2, and then pause. So 1, 2, pause. So 1, 2, pause. And then you do this 10 times on one side, switch legs 10 times on the other side. Fun. If it's very easy, you can do it quicker. If it's very hard, then you can do it slower. We're going to start looking at the passing step by doing a simple passing step. So moving forwards, bam, like this. Important things to remember is that while you take the passing step, my beginning position is the same or similar, but the other side to the beginning position. Bam. So I start here. I generate power by pushing from my back leg. Once I get my weight to my front leg, then I start pushing with the front leg. Bam. Of course, this will become one motion. It will not be a robotic 1, 2. It will be one singular step. Bam. And then in the end, I check my position here. The first exercise for this is simply take one step forwards and one step back. So I start here, I step forwards, and then I step backwards. Keeping in mind that my posture and my stance stays in a good balance. So do this 10 times each, and then we move on to the next exercise. So we combine the short step exercise of 1 and 1 into a passing step. So we start by going front, back, and then passing step. Once we've gotten here, we go front, back, passing step backwards, like this. So, important things to keep in mind. Now we're not doing singular step, singular step, singular step. We're doing a rhythm. We're doing 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. The faster you can move from your short steps into your passing steps, the better. But don't mess up your posture by doing this. So the idea is not to just The idea is to be calm, collected, but try to make it a fluid, one singular motion. Good. Then the last thing of today is a diagonal passing step, where we step about 45 degrees from our line. To show it in front, so whereas the normal passing step comes straight ahead, this passing step goes a bit to the side. Important things to note is your knee and your toes need to be on the same line. If your knee is pointing one way and your toes are the other, this will put a lot of stress on your knee and might cause some injuries down the line, so please don't. The first exercise is just simply doing the step. Start in a good posture, step, bam, here. And stop, check your posture, okay, I'm good. And then come back. There are two main ways of doing this, or there might be more, but two that I know of. The first one is simply just stepping there. here. The other is that I collect myself here and then I step from here, like this. They're both correct, you can play around with both of them. I prefer, and I think you can see it more in sparring, where people just step to the side instead of collecting and then step. The second exercise for this is a combination which we can add into a lot of attacks. So a diagonal step, then a step directly sideways. So I move in the same plane where my front leg lies. Here, and then pivot, retreat into the original position. So I will show it like this. Well, so to the side, palm directly to the side, pivot and retreat. That's all for now. Thank you and stay safe.